Welcome back everybody. We were discussing first law for controlled volumes, that is for open systems. We were talking about steady state processes or steady state devices. We saw some examples of devices which operate at under steady state conditions, for example nozzles and diffusers, turbines and compressors, throttling device we looked into. So today what we will do is we will take one more example of a steady state device or a device that operates under steady state condition, and that is simply a water heater. Okay. So again today's topic is, so I will stay from up till here, right. Okay. Today's topic is application of first law to control volumes, and today's number is 4th, that is steady flow water heater. Okay. So it's a very simple, the idea is very simple. You might have a pipe like this, okay, and you might have a pipe like this which has some radius. It can have any kind of cross section, and there is water flowing in continuously. So this is inlet, which I can call I, and water is flowing out from here, which I can call E, the exit, and you have an electric heater, right, which is connected to some power source, and you are heating the water that is flowing using by supplying electrical energy or by supplying electric power. And this electric power, you might know the current that is flowing in, and as well as the either the resistance of this thing or the voltage across which or voltage across this entire circuit. Okay. So it is a very simple device. You can see that because of this electrical energy input, the water that is coming in will get heated up as it goes out, right. So it is like a continuous flow device where you are heating the water by supplying electrical energy. Now this, of course, you can use this for many purposes. For example, this might be used for cooking, this might be used somewhere where hot water is required. For example, you can direct it to the washrooms. Cooking is one example. It can also be used in simple water heaters. You can also store it somewhere down the line. Okay. So this is a very simple example which can have various applications, household applications as well as industrial applications. Okay. So now let us try to apply first law to analyze this simple device which is working under steady state condition. Let me first isolate the control volume. So this we can call as the control volume. This section, blue bit that I am covering, this is our control volume. The inlet and the exit conditions are known. There is only one inlet, only one outlet. So I will write down 1 in plus 1 out. What else? Steady flow. So the mass flow rate in and the mass flow rate out, they are not changing with time. In fact, the conditions inside the control volume is also not changing with time. So it is steady state. What else? So is there any heat interaction with the surroundings? No, there is no heat interaction with the surroundings. So of course you can have heat interaction, you can cook up situations where heat is also being added separately, but for this particular example the heat transfer from the surroundings Q dot Cv is 0. You can make sure that there is no heat transfer between this pipe and the surroundings by insulating it properly. So Q dot Cv is 0. What is W dot Cv? So see, W dot Cv is non-zero because you see you are supplying electrical work input, right. So W dot Cv is nothing but electrical work input W dot electrical, I will call it electrical, and this W dot electrical I will, this is just okay, let me just put a sign here, this is minus W dot electrical because you are putting in work into the control volume, right. So, you are supplying current to the control volume. So, you are doing what, you are supplying current to the control volume, which means that you are doing work, doing electrical work on the control volume. Okay. So, this, that is why this would be negative, and this can be minus V times I, where V is the potential drop and I is the current through the circuit. Okay. So, this we have to include because this is non-flow work, right. It is the work that is not being performed to sustain the flow, right. This is non-flow work. So, this has to go in W dot CV. So, let us write the first law and the mass balance for this simple device. Mass balance. So, steady state means that mass balance would be m dot I equal to m dot E equal to just m dot. So, this mass flow rate I can call m dot. This is the kg per second flow rate of water. Then there is first law. So, first law would be, let me write it down. So, Q dot CV minus W dot CV, again first law in steady state. So, we have already seen how first law looks like for an open system under steady flow condition, under steady conditions. So, this is Q dot CV minus W dot CV plus m dot times H I plus half V I square plus G Z I minus m dot times H E plus half V E square plus G Z E equals 0. So, m dot is the mass flow rate. Now, we can cancel terms one by one. We have already noted that this is 0, Q dot CV is 0. Again we will neglect changes in potential energy. In fact, if this is a horizontal tube, there will be no change in potential energy, but even if this was not an horizontal tube, the change in potential energy will be negligible. So, this is neglect. Similarly, the changes in kinetic energies can also be neglected. Although the velocity might change, if the cross section of the pipe is changing, the velocity might change a little bit, but you will see that the changes in kinetic energy would also be small. So, this can also be neglected. Okay. So, what we are saying is again as we did in the previous lectures, delta K E and delta P E is way smaller than delta enthalpy, because you will see typically that these will be either in several joules or maybe a few, just a few kilojoules, whereas this change in enthalpy will be in thousands of kilojoules per kg, right. So, I can neglect the change in kinetic and the potential energies. So, what I am left with is as follows. So, what I am left with finally is simply oh, by the way, one more thing, this W dot CV I know is minus W dot electrical. So, W dot CV is minus W dot electrical, where W dot electrical is positive is a positive quantity, which is just voltage times the current. Okay. And this is minus sign because again I will repeat, because this is work being done on the control volume, electrical work being done on the control volume. Okay. So, then what we have finally is m dot, after cancelling out all the terms, I will have m dot H E minus H I is equal to W dot electrical. That is how simple it is. The first law applied to water heater, steady flow water heater. It simply tells you that the electrical work that you are putting in into the heater, that simply increases the enthalpy of the water that is flowing in and out of the heater. Okay, it's the water that you put in is simply the enthalpy difference between the water going out and the water that is flowing in. Okay. So, that is very simple, and also please keep in mind all the assumptions. The assumptions are steady state, steady flow device on one inlet, one outlet, and we have assumed that there is no heat transfer with the surroundings. So, all these things you have to keep in mind. Of course, you can design water heaters where there are multiple inlets and multiple outlets, and you can change, you will have to change this law, and you will have to then be careful about which terms you cancel out and which terms will be non-zero very carefully. You have to look at it very carefully, but the same principle applies there as well.